He's got to run on the 48, Jimmy Johnson.
I think.
Johnson gets turned.
Not again.
Kyle Busch into Larson into Johnson. And for what, the 7th year in a row, Jimmy Johnson will crash out of the clash.
Kurt Busch jumps out of line to make a move. And now you've got the 42, and I believe the 18 is behind the 42. So he comes up to Jimmy Johnson,
Bam.
gives him a little shove,
And that
just turns him.
Turned him.
And, you know, the front nose on these Camaros is very pointed and doesn't really line up great to the rear bumper, even of other Camaros. That's going to be something we're going to have to keep an eye on through speed weeks.
That was a pretty hard shot he gave. You know, that was almost, it was harder than a bump.
And you know, Jim, the traditional stock car approach of hanging back until the last lap and then slipstreaming by, that just doesn't apply here. The slipstream, the drafting doesn't work. These guys are going for it right now.
Into turn, and now they're on the wall. Pearson is still going. Benny Parsons coming down onto the apron. Earnhardt is slowed down up onto the wall. The yellow flag will come out, but it's a race to the start-finish line from here. Whichever car gets there first will win the race. And let's have another look at what happened in turn number 1 of the next to last lap.
Well, you know, the funny thing is you got to figure with all 3 leaders just suddenly sliding out into the wall, it makes you wonder if there wasn't oil on the track. Now, I didn't see any. The officials didn't signal any, but all 3 of these guys, top guys, all just slid up into the wall suddenly. Great move by Neil Bonnet there as he squeezes his way through. Really brilliant
but
driving.
He wasn't on the lead lap. Neither was number 15, Bobby Allison. There he is. There's Terry Labonte, number 44, who got through there cleanly and then remarkably had the presence of mind to recognize the need to race Pearson to the flag.
And Kyle, here they come. They got to run, but they're going to
Crash!
Oh, no.
Trevor Bayne is in it along with David Reagan. And Burton will win it over Boyer.
5/1000ths of a second.
A thrilling finish, but in more ways than one, as they got 3, maybe 4 abreast up in turn number 4.
500.
Yeah, I think he got a little bit of damage. I'm not sure if the car didn't clip the wall here when it gets loose. You see here, gets a little bit of right side damage, but then I'm not sure. He was about to wreck. Jeff was just about to wreck, and he got down there and got into Trevor Bayne and turned him, and then the 6 car had nothing to do with that, but except slam the outside wall.
Here comes Harvick, the 29, with Matt Kenseth.
Oh, Mark got loose. Harvick's getting a run off turn 4. It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line. No caution. They're side by side, right to the line.
Dog crash, here they come, checker flag. Kevin Harvick wins the Daytona 500.
We got one car on his roof coming across the start-finish line. Still wrecking. They're wrecking everywhere. Boyer's on fire. Jeff Gordon's wrecked.
And they are
still wrecking.
Montoya, Stremme, Kenseth, Biffle, Marlin, Carl Edwards, Casey Mears, all crashed on the final lap. Watch the 07. It'll come in here from the right. In the bottom lane. Clint Bowyer gets slid sideways. Whammo.
And he'll cross the start-finish line unofficially upside down in the 18th position.
On fire. I mean, that's Joey Chitwood couldn't do that.
Is he going to win the Winston 500? Jimmy Spencer is second. They come through the tri-oval. Checkered is waving. Ernie Irvan wins, and Rusty Smith had gets airborne and flips wildly right at the start-finish line. Very reminiscent of his accident at Daytona.
What is what happened?
Okay, there's Rusty and Dale Jarrett running side by side. Earnhardt comes down on the inside trying to draft Rusty and go right out of the picture, and it looks, there he is. Earnhardt right up on the back bumper of Rusty, and he does touch him.
That's
and
why
around he goes, and that's one reason that Dale Earnhardt went down there.
That's why he was so concerned, because he touched Rusty Wallace to start this situation, it looks like.
And the car overturns about 6 or 7 times, pirouetting on its nose, end over end, side over side, comes to a rest on its wheels between the start-finish line and turn 1.
The next flag that flies is the one that will determine the winner of this race.
Can't believe they made it through turn 2.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That 4 trucks, now they're wrecking, and now they're going to wreck behind
behind him. Truck sliding all over. Will the caution come out, though?
No caution yet.
No caution. There's still... And the caution comes out. Now the caution comes out. In front of the field is Parker Kligerman.
We can tell exactly what the first truck to get out of line here. See Miguel Paludo and Jason White make contact, and then it forces Jason over into loft, and he makes pretty hard contact against the inside wall, cracked him with a lot of damage. There's Rick Crawford sliding across the racetrack, making contact with the 81 of David Starr. There's that Clay Greenfield in the 68.
And the 68 caught up in it.
Brad Keselowski, the leader, coming back to the white flag.
The next flag ends it. If there's a caution now, the race is over. Almirola is pushing hard on Larson.
Larson sideways into the wall. There he goes.
That's that same wall.
Will they let him race back? No caution yet.
Giving Brad a chance to see the white flag by himself. And then an aggressive push by Almirola took out Kyle Larson. He took Ross Chastain with him.
And Kevin, you said it. Brad just got too far out in front by himself, and really at this stage becomes a sitting duck.
David Reagan, a half a lap away from his first victory.
It's now time, isn't it, for the 20?
It's time for the 20 to do something, or...
One back there for white 10.
I tell you,
they're wrecking behind him.
David Reagan.
Behind the race leader.
David Reagan.
No caution yet. David Reagan coming back to the start-finish line.
They're wrecking everywhere now.
They're wrecking again.
Reagan with sweet redemption gets the victory at Daytona.
Two separate wrecks on the last lap.
Great job. Thank you a lot, Matt.
Oh, man, these guys are flying by Newman.
Talked about on the final lap. Yeah, and it's hard to really say. You see the 9 car get turned, the 9 to 51 and the 00. It's hard to say right there because they're just in the corner of the screen. But in front of these guys, they're wrecking on around the corner here.
All this happened
you see
over
right here
in turn 3.
It looks like somebody got. It looks like Castle just slid up the racetrack and got into the left rear of Ambrose.
Yeah, and
he may have got shoved up. You know, by that angle, it's hard to see, but
it is hard. And the 00 had already been in an accident, and so had the 51 car of Landon Castle.
Take a look at it. Saw the 48 right up in the middle. Comes down, and I think the one is going to get hooked by, or the one in the 88 got together.
Yeah, it's like the one came.
Yeah,
it's like McMurray came down on Junior. Junior got down on the flat, had to come back up on the racetrack, and then, I mean, and this is the second wreck, as you said. And
there you go. Harv's going to get a good bump from the 9.
Come on, 9. Well outside.
Come on now.
Oh, there goes Biffle.
There you go.
All right, caution's out, so the race is over. Wherever they were at the time of caution.
Race is over. They're all wrecking. This looks like Days of Thunder all over again. Getting a big push from Gordon right here. And, of course, Kane gave Harvick in the 29. I don't know if the Biff had a right rear down or if he just got lifted off the ground because the 29 was all, I mean, the 24, Jeff Gordon was all up in the back of him getting in the corner. And I noticed.
Now moving off of the bottom of the racetrack as they come into the tri-oval.
Stay on the yellow line. They're trying to make something happen up top here. Stay on the yellow line.
Jason White, and around they go. That will bring the caution out as Joey Coulter goes flying into the catch pit just past the start-finish line, and that will mean John King will win at Daytona. For his first career win at Daytona, and this is how it happened as far as the caution coming out. Look back in the middle there, the 22 of Joey Coulter.
A little bit of contact with the 31 of James Busher. Gets up into the catch fence, and man, does that catch fence do its job.
And of course, Ty Dillon slipped right through again.
Can Keselowski try to win it?
I don't know. I don't think he can step out until he waits till the last second and picks up.
He goes to the outside. Is Edwards going to he turns him?
No, no.
Oh, and that destroyed the front end of Newman's car.
No.
Edwards will not make it to the flag.
Oh, Brad Keselowski won this race.
A whole Hendrick package.
Let's take a look, Mike. Carl Edwards, he opened it up just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think this is a hard lick right into the fence. I mean, that car, that looked like Bobby Allison did here in 1987.
The catch fence did its job, and the car did its job.
Thank goodness we have the new, stronger, much stronger, safer catch fences
Carl Edwards, can he make it stick on the outside? Brad thought he had the best car all night. Took the inside line on the restart. This is going to be down to the wire. Oh, they touch. He spun out. Carl gets into Keselowski. Carl Edwards will win.
That's it. Checker flag. Man, you are the man. He deserved it. Good job.
I just hope Keselowski's okay here. That was a hard hit, guys. That was ugly.
Wreck behind you. Just slow it down. Slow it down. There's a big wreck here.
Here it is again. Carl's got that outside run. Thinks he's got the room to do it. Boy, that's such a hard angle to see if Brad came up to block in any way.
They called in a lift. We can confirm that.
There's no question there.
Guys, you got to remember, you're coming to the start-finish line, too. This is hard to say.
Oh, big crash in turn number 2. David Ruderman. Still green. Oh, looks like Tony Stewart out through the grass in the inner loop. And back through traffic. Caution is out.
It's out. Yellow's out.
Race is over. Marcos Ambrose is your winner. Here was Stewart at the inner loop.
I think Tony right there is going to be mad at himself. Now, I don't know what happened before that, but like Tony just got in a little bit hot. There was no contact there.
See the grass flying everywhere. Then he gets into Clint Boyer. Edwards involved. And Jeff Gordon sneaks by.
See Matt Kenseth slows down just enough to see Junior go by there. To have him list Junior finishing 14th would be a huge comeback from where he was running there after making that late race pit stop.
Oh, goodness.
6 gets, it's like, oh my gosh.
Goodness gracious.
Wow. Like Boris said, got into the 6 car. David Reagan. Oh, my goodness.
That's a hard lick for David Reagan, but this, oh my goodness. Ron Fellow is also into the wall in that.
Neck and neck.
Side by side.
Kyle Busch closing in.
Watch out for the third place car, Kyle Busch. He's looking.
Hamlin edges ahead. They get it. They touch. They touch, and here comes Kyle. Hamlin got on the wall. Hamlin spins down the racetrack, and Kyle Busch wins in California.
I thought they'd be nice to each other. They weren't. Hard impact on the 11 car, head on. I don't like the looks of that.
Hard hit to the inside wall for Hamlin. A bounce off the outside wall for Logano.
Hamlin's got a slight advantage, but then Joey fights back, and this is where they really go nuts down here in turn 3. Gotta run, gotta run, gotta run, got a slight edge, but then Joey gets loose on the bottom. Watch his car, gets loose, walks up the hill. They make contact. Then they really get together, and that's when the 22 went in the wall, and the 11 hit that inside wall hard. Watch his car. Watch the back of the car. Ooh, I mean, the whole car just came up off the ground.
And I don't see any safer barrier in that area right there.
I don't either, Larry.
But, Darrell, I agree with you.
Yeah, and that outside lane just got formed so much better, so much quicker than the inside, and now Peters goes on defense.
Oh, problems. Gallagher out of shape. Into John West Townley. Peters stays out front. No caution yet. Those trucks are well out of harm's way. NASCAR's decided to let these boys caution is out, and that will do it. Timothy Peters going to go back-to-back at Talladega. Turned a little aggressively. Watch, he tries to dive to the bottom, and Townley's in the back of him. And when he tries to make that turn right there, the truck just wouldn't hold it.
Well, a tough break for John West Townley, who had such an up-and-down day and was in position for another top 5 on board with a race leader.
23.
I think right there, Gallagher saw Peters crowding up, and he decided he was going to block him. Here's the first move. Oh, trouble. Dillon gets turned around into the middle of the pack. Casey Mears is the one that hit him. Caution is out. Race is over.
There's Stenhouse. You can see right there. He's already making contact with Dillon's bumper.
Wow, looked like Dillon might have just turned around. Yeah, it might have just been there. Wow, what contact that was. It had just been the air coming across the back that got him loose.
Almirola up to cover. Dillon, where will he go?
Gonna get there.
Oh, into Almirola. Around he goes.
Good.
And here it comes with the number 3, 20 years ago. 20 years of trying for Earnhardt. He won the Daytona 500. Austin Dillon wins the...
Hate that for him, but it's the Daytona 500. He's going to do the same thing to me in that position. So, man, we just won the Harley J. Earl.
This race is life-changing. It's career-defining. Congratulations.
Thanks, Michael. It's a heck of a race, and I got to thank everyone.
And the 88 Tandem in the middle of the track. Johnny Sauter, he won at Daytona earlier this year. Can he do it again? They wreck behind him. They're rolling behind him. Now the 88 spins. Thor Sport is going to win. It's going to be Johnny Sauter that will get the win, but they wreck behind him.
Matt Crafton has not got to the start-finish line yet.
And they're still wrecking. Crafton does slide by the start-finish line. The 32 of Miguel Paludo was upside down. It's on fire now.
Somebody hit Kyle Busch really hard late in that crash.
Matt Crafton, let's take another look.
That's Jeb in the black truck.
Being pushed by Miguel Paludo. He got pushed sideways into Kyle Busch.
That sends Busch sideways. Dakota Armstrong in the 60 was able to stay clear up high.
Watch Paludo flip over when Kyle gets on the right rear of his truck.
See David Starr go by.
Kyle
Chris Fontaine going by. Justin Lofton, the 6 truck. There's Clay Greenfield in the 68. John West Townley in the 7 going by on the inside.
I think there might be one more impact for...
Yeah, Kyle Busch did get hit one more time.
Kyle Busch, I'm thinking maybe it was the...
We watched, though, the 32 still upside down. He'll end up rolling just at the end as he gets hit one more time here.
Yeah. The sliding down the racetrack isn't that bad. It's the landing on the racetrack that hurts you in a flip.
Just pretty much assures the 11 car that unless this 41 car, Kurt Busch, can get some kind of big move here off turn 4 like Kevin did. Oh, and there
shots
they go.
Into the wall
They
with
wrecked.
the one of McMurray. 3, 4 cars around. One on its roof. One car hard into the wall.
That was
and it ends in flames and sparks.
Our front row sitter up here, he's got a torn up race car,
Mark
78
Trix
car. Menard had a fast car all day long, and here comes McMurray, and he just gets a little bit of piece of that 48. A lot like happened in the Unlimited. Looked like Jimmy's car just got loose and spun.
Look at Clint Boyer in that 15 car get up in the air.
Thing went all, it did a 360. Unbelievable.
Did a barrel roll and came right back down on its wheels.
And he'll cross the start-finish line because it goes all the way across the infield.
Here comes Stewart in the 33 as Logano goes to the point. 3 wide in turn 4. A squeeze to the outside wall. Trouble in the corner. Hard, vicious crash. Who gets through to win the race? Caution flag has just been called. The race leader is James Busher in the 30 car. Unbelievable. Coming to the checkered flag.
I really believe Logano pulls up in front to block Tony Stewart here. Let's see if that is what happened, or if it's Trevor Bayne. Now there's Logano. See, yeah, Kurt Busch was actually blocking and moved them up. Hard hit by Kyle Busch, head on into the wall.
And here comes Busher through the bottom.
Yeah, I think maybe Brad Keselowski is going to finish second and Elliott Sadler third.
Yeah, it looks like Kurt Busch did crowd Joey Logano. And that kind of started the whole chain of events.
I've got him 11th in that corner.
Yep.
Yeah,
Look
and
at that
he
picture.
really didn't even come close to getting involved. He did a great job of missing all of that. See, Elliott Sadler, there's Austin Dillon going, actually, looks like maybe way down. I don't know if he ended up down pit road, but you can cross the finish line that way too.
Big cluster coming off turn number 4. Smoke,
Oh, man.
trouble, way in the back, but here come the leaders.
The question is, are they going to throw the yellow, or are they going to let them race back?
7, 8 car pile up in the back straightaway. Caution is
Caution is
out.
out. as we go off. That's in 1 and 2. Start off the back straightaway over here. Let's see what happens.
4 wide.
Uh-oh.
And Austin Dillon tips Jeff Gordon.
Yep.
And it's on.
Right in that spot where it didn't take much.
And as they kept wrecking and more cars kept coming into the crash scene, NASCAR had to throw.
Just like last year, but
Wow, they just covered up. Last lap at Daytona. Oh, we got it, guys.
That's it.
Oh, man. Oh,
yeah,
I can't believe he's doing that.
Keep rolling here.
Oh, there it is. Now they're wrecking.
That's incredible.
Now the caution flag is out.
I think we got it. That's ours.
There were 5 wrecks before the wreck.
My good, I could not believe those guys waited. I thought they wrecked coming out of 4.
I thought they wrecked on the restart.
40 in effect. Now this wreck, these guys are already, but you see these guys running the wall. This is coming out of turn 4. Here's the start finish line. They're 3 wide right here, 4 wide right here. You see these guys are sideways, but they're gathering it back up. They're gathering it back up. The wreck starts right here if you see Michael on the inside when the 77 comes across.
And the 77 got pushed over.
Pushed over, yeah.
Yes,
He got
28.
Right. Because they were bunching up so bad. But you watch those guys, there must be 7 cars that run into each other from the start-finish line.
Saved it.
And saved
Coming to the white flag, and it's just like we've seen. Oh, look at that 10-car slide up there.
Well, Casey Kane up across the racetrack.
Oh, he is all over the place. They got another crash.
Oh, Mike Bliss hard into the wall.
The white and the caution flag. And heavy damage. There's Bliss. There's a 23 car of Robert Richardson.
Well, that'll do it right there. They took the white flag. Looks like that might be the win for Clint Boyer.
Crash again, coming to the white flag.
Wow, Robert Richardson basically just went across the racetrack in front of these guys.
Jason Keller involved. There comes Bliss across. He gets turned right into the wall.
Used up that 1 car.
Flag. Keep your eye on the 51. Don't get too far out ahead.
No green white checker. White flag in the air.
Oh, they crashed.
Crash behind them. Just go with it.
The caution is going to come out. It looks as
stay in the gas a little bit.
Is going to win this race at Daytona.
Jeb Burton survives for a 5th place finish.
And again, they just took the white flag. The leader took the white flag, and Jeff Agnew in the 27 gets down on the apron, shoots back up the racetrack.
Yeah, James Busher got in the back of him, turned him down to the apron.
NASCAR, no choice but to throw the caution. You got trucks sliding sideways in the middle of the track. And when you have that situation, you've got to.
Coming to the white flag, there's a leader change, and Labonte takes the lead. And meanwhile, Ricky Rudd trying to... Oh, and Earnhardt spins him out. Oh, man. And Tony Stewart is involved in the crash, as is Mark Martin, Sterling Martin, and several others. Dale Earnhardt takes the checkered flag.
Here's the replay. There we see the contact between the 3 and the 5. Kerry Labonte stands on the gas, and all these cars getting the smoke. There's Ricky Rudd crashed into him. There's Tony Stewart, Mark Martin, Sterling Martin.
Keep it behind you, keep it behind you, keep it behind you. 1 to go, 1 to go.
The white flag is out.
They're going to
Sauter
crash.
with a big run. They're crashing. Christopher Bell upside down. Watch the ride taken in the 4 truck on the outside, second in line.
Peters gets bumped.
Looks like William Byron got jumped by the 86. Look at Timothy Peters on the inside as Christopher Bell tumbles down the front straightaway. Timothy all the way to the inside of the racetrack is, you know, a lot of new pavement down there, guys, and that makes such a huge difference. They don't get any grass, a lot of huge.
Here they come. Checkered flag is in the air. Who's going to win it? Oh, trouble. Austin Dillon spins. Kurt Busch wins. Oh, a hard hit. Oh, another hard.
Was there to pick him up and push. And speaking of pushing, a lot of that happening right here at the end.
A couple of hard hits here for Austin Dillon. One right here, that's Kyle Busch. Fortunately got him in the front wheel instead of squaring that door. And then that one.
Wow.
Oh, Briscoe gets loose. Austin Wayne Self around. Heavy contact with the 99 of Peters, up and over. There's the replay of the accident that brought out the final caution in the wild ride endured by Timothy Peters.
It looked like the 22 of Austin Wayne Self just got a little bit loose on exit of turn number 4. Got into Johnny Sauter. Watch him get loose on the bottom. Gets into Johnny a little bit. Turns him sideways. Ben Rhodes able to get by. Timothy commits to the bottom. Austin Wayne comes down there. Wild ride for Timothy.
He dominated last week, Marty. Didn't get the win, but it looks as though he's got a little redemption in mind here tonight.
Oh, look out as he has a tire situation. Here comes Edwards right into it. They cross the line, and guess who wins the race? Stenhouse.
Well, thanks to Carl Edwards. Gave him
what a
real
crazy
finish. It's appropriate that it finished this way.
All right, take another look at this.
Okay, all of a sudden, I don't think that's the tire. That's an engine.
That's the engine. You're right.
Wow.
And I wonder if Carl got into the fluid and couldn't steer.
I would think so, because you'd think he could have missed it, but it's hard to say from up here.
You're right, though. It looked like a tire from there.
He did a good job of just keeping. He had smoke and oil, I guarantee you.
I think so.
Just couldn't miss him.
All right, let's just listen this time from Carl's perspective.
Stewart's
trying to squeeze in there.
See that hand?
To the bottom. See that hand? He just wanted to touch him, man. Just wanted to touch him.
Can't get him to the high side. Here he comes.
There
he
turns
goes.
him. He turns him.
Busch in the wall.
Oh, my God.
Here comes Stewart to the checkered
Tony
flag.
Stewart.
And another car gets him the backside. It's Casey Kane. And they're scattering everywhere as they come to the line.
Some of these guys hit hard, man.
And one of them was Kyle Busch.
They're still hitting hard. Man. That's okay. Block me twice, you're going up in the grandstands or you're going in the wall. And that's what happened. The 18 made 2 swipes at him. One to the inside, one to the outside.
Yeah, this one's fair right here. This one's
not
fair.
fair.
He kind of had it coming.
Yeah, he had that one coming. When you cut back across the hood of somebody after you've blocked him once, and Tony, once he blocked, Tony put the bumper on the outside of him. He was there.
Watch the 9. I think it's
Watch
a 9 car
gets
takes
right
a
in the
hit.
back.
I mean, just clobbers Kyle Busch.
And these guys, there's a 31 car, but these guys hit hard right here.
Logano finally, his luck ran out. He just
but you see these guys going across the racetrack. This is ugly down here.
16 tries, only one top 5 finish for our champion, Matt Crafton. Can he hang on? He's got a big lead.
Don't get out too far.
The final lap, Crafton in the 88 in front.
Johnny Sauter
inside, it's 3 wide.
Making that hole. Forced his way to the middle.
Middle of 3. You're middle of 3. Come on, 13. You got a guy coming to you. Not over. Keep digging.
They're crashing. Rhodes into Crafton.
Keep digging. Damn.
Crafton up and over.
And Kaz Gralla looks to me like will win this race.
Look back and see. No surprise to me that exiting the corners when the trouble happened. It just was a very aggressive push.
Yeah, it looked like Grant Enfinger was trying to help. Ooh, look at Matt Crafton up and over.
There's Johnny Sauter up in the middle of the mess.
Grant Enfinger was pushing right there when the track flattens out. Around goes the 27, catches Crafton, who thought he was home free.
Exactly in that spot where you said you didn't want to be pushed, where the track changes a little bit of that elevation.
Carl slips a little.
Come on, he's sideways.
Now he gets into Joey. Joey's into the bar, and the car's upside down. On his side is Clint.
Yellow's out. Yellow is out. Yellow is out.
Wallace gets into it. The 14 of Bliss gets into it. Red flag immediately.
Stop on the back. They want you to stop on the back.
They are stopping everyone on the
He got
back
loose
stretch.
or something. I just in the throttle. He got loose. I touched him, guys.
See, Carl got loose right there.
So did Joey.
Joey's
got
out.
loose.
Yeah, Carl never touched
He
him
did
right
not
there.
touch him.
No.
He never did.
Wow.
He thinks he did, but he didn't.
Yeah, no, he never touched it.
So when they see the video, but look what happens behind. Eric Almirola does not escape this one this time in the 88.
Yeah, so many good
Mike
cars
Bliss
involved
Bliss,
there.
Yeah.
Had a great run all day.
Casey Kane gets turned around. Greg Biffle involved. Mark Martin is there. No caution has come out. They're going to let him race back as Birdie piles in, and now the caution.
6. You knew that was going to be big when you saw the 9 coming back across the racetrack.
Okay,
Here's
here
what
we
happened
see
final lap.
Casey, and I'm going to put a big block on him, and that's what it was. He put a and man, once you get in that grass, you're done.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a hit, man.
Wow.
That was a hit.
That was a hard hit. The 16 and the 5 just drove into the side of the 9, had no place to go. The Mark Martin and Biffle took the hard hits right there. And then you see 24 come into it. 26.
3 in Texas. Travis Quapple hard into Johanna Long. Across the stripe. And the trucks continue to try to avoid. But Johanna Long and Travis Quapple, hard contact at the start-finish line. A lot of damage to the front of the 5 truck. You see the steering wheel coming off for Johanna Long.
Ron Hornaday, here they are coming to line. The black flag was displayed for Johnny Sauter and the checkered flag for Ron Hornaday. And there's Travis Quapple. Wow, hard contact with Johanna Long.
Yeah, Travis was completely out of sorts as he came through the grass, and he was headed towards the wall. He's actually lucky Johanna Long was there. Unlucky for Johanna Long, but she really cushioned the blow of.
Got a long way to go, and they're coming to the white flag.
Yeah.
Oh, here goes Kurt Busch around. Oh,
Crash behind you. Crash.
Oh, Mark's upside down.
Mark Martin is over on his roof.
Back on his wheel.
Into the wall. Casey Mears, Rudiman is there. Reagan is there. Robbie Gordon, Jeff Gordon.
See Montoya driving through the grass.
And they've helped him get out of the car. There's the 2 car being worked on. Let's show you again here, coming down for the white flag out of turn 4.
Looks like Keselowski got into the 2 a little too hard, but Jimmy Johnson just in front of that 82 car, you can see, sneaks by there, along with Michael Waltrip.
Looks like Keselowski was actually getting a little bit of a shove from behind, too, from Brian Vickers. Kind of a stack-up that caused it.
And Mark Martin went completely over on his roof, back over on the wheels, came and hit the outside wall.
Through turn number 9, they go. Ty Dillon with the advantage. Elliott right on his back bumper, looking to the inside at 10. They make contact. Elliott spins the 3 into the tires, and Chase Elliott trying to hang on. Across the stripe he'll go. Elliott wins in Canada.
I tried to make up the difference. Like I said, I don't like to win like that, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do, try to get a victory lane, and just can't thank everybody enough. Aaron's, HenderCars.com, everybody that supports me, Mom and Dad, God, it's everybody.
Now let's see, they're down to 4 or 5 car lengths. And a slow car right there. Earnhardt is right on his back bump. Let's see what strategy he pulls. No, Labonte is sideways, but wins the race, crashes, and he wins anyway. How about that? Whoa! Labonte crossed the line sideways, took the checkered flag, hit the wall, and still comes out the winner of the Goodies 500 over Dale Earnhardt. How about the rain to the end? And here is the final corner.
I think Earnhardt gave him just a little bit of a tap, then backed off and let him tried to let him get straightened out, but it's too far gone.
This is going to be. This
they're stacking up. They're stacking up. Through turns 3 and 4
here we go.
the final time.
Big crash behind the race leader, Tony Stewart. That's going to allow smoke to pull away. What's going to happen behind him? Can Burton get there? No, he can't. Tony Stewart wins it at Daytona.
We'll take that.
Great finish.
From 42nd to the win. Everybody got their money's worth tonight.
Watch the 14 car. Gets a huge shot here.
Watch his 17 go in the corner. He takes 2 handfuls. This thing goes down. You see him right there.
He's got the 16 is leaning on him.
Leaning on him, just leaning. And when they separate, that 14 car had just enough go to get around him, clear him, and pull over in front of him and block.
And like you said, the 5 car gave him such a shove in 1 and 2 right there.
And look at the 5 car coming.
Yeah.
because the 17 and 16 had to hook back up again. And then as we get down in here, these guys are right on him. 17 wants to go up. He goes up. The 16's right there. He just, it looked like Matt comes down and gets into the 16 and knocks him down.
How many times have you seen it at Daytona?
Try on the outside, just like yesterday. Here they come at the track. And it's McMurray. No, it's not. It's Bodine. Jamie slides across the finish second. Mate, 2 days in a row. 2 fabulous finishes.
We got a little loose when Scott ran me down past us. We were getting a little loose right there, but we had enough for the end. Now, what is it about you and these great finishes? Your last one at Kentucky, a thriller there too. Yeah. Kill me. You trying to kill you? Trying to kill me. Yeah, I tell you.
Coming out of turn number 4, it looks like Joey Logano has been so good at pushing, may end up winning. Oh, crash in the back. At the stripe, the win goes to Logano, and look at the carnage behind. We have got one car on fire. There's what's left of McMurray.
Yeah, that was a big, hard crash.
Was 10th. And here, let's see what happened on this last lap crash.
Well, that's all. That's just the last lap of a race. So you can see Mike Wallace kind of got separated. He tried to block and pick up a little bit of air. He and Danica got together, and then that just created a big mess. Hate seeing that many good race cars get torn up right at the finish. Heartbreaking.
And Kligerman by a nose over Enfinger as they cross the line in the final lap, and contact and a big crash.
And John Hunter Nemechek sneaks through.
Behind you, big rat.
And the 8 of John Hunter Nemechek escapes, and it's going to be Parker Kligerman.
As he broke out, and that just didn't happen.
9 of the last 10 races here at Talladega. The final lead change has happened in the last couple of laps. Happens again today as you see the carnage before they could get to the finish on the white flag.
Keselowski.
Big run coming from the 18. Oh, the
Kyle
three stepped
Busch.
out.
Dillon. Kyle Busch and Dillon side trouble. Car hard in the wall. 2 of them. Keselowski to the line. Caution had waved with Keselowski the leader, and crashing are Harvick, Allmendinger, Stenhouse, Truex, Labonte, and everybody else. Upper left is the caution light. This is synced up with the video to establish the moment of caution into the tri-oval. Contact between Truex and Allmendinger, and then Cole Witt turns Kevin Harvick up and into the wall, and Stenhouse and Allmendinger. Witt slides along and crashes with Truex. Caution is out. Racing. Busch to block, down to the bottom, up to the top. Busch to block.
No. Blocking. Yeah.
Trash heap.
No, we're enough. Grass at 2.
What a mess.
This is just a sign of how bad everybody wants to win this race. Jamie McMurray, great restrictor plate driver. He gets a good run, but he doesn't quite get there. And then he moves up to block the 48, who has a good run coming on the outside. They make contact, and here's the results of that.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. to the bottom of the track. Jr. will win at Daytona. And the big one happens behind them.
Oh my God.
The 11 gets kind of stuck in the middle there and comes across the Ford's bumper. As he does, he spins back in, gets the 3 airborne, and he just gets projected off the other cars right up into the fence.
He went from the bottom of the racetrack over 2 rows of cars and into that catch fence.
Here we go. You can see him on the bottom. Rex starts in front. He runs in the back of the 24.
Gets up on the 11. Now he's on top of the 55, and now it's just along for the ride. Watch the car stop. Watch the car stop. It gets into those poles, and it goes from, I don't know what, 180, 190 miles an hour, I'm just guessing, to a complete stop. That is unbelievable.
And it looks like that's 3,500 pounds. That stock car is extremely heavy. You see here, after he's upside down, the 2 is spinning. Obviously, he's already lost control, makes more contact with the 3.